Hi, you guys, and welcome to Nosy Bystanders Live. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. Um, so I needed to, yesterday was there was a lot going on yesterday. Okay, there was a lot going on, and I needed to catch myself up to speed with all of the live streams, Twitter, Larry Reid stuff, Tasha K stuff, Armand Wiggins, King Jive, Bishop Whitehead, Daryl Moore, and Conscious TV and the rest, honey, because I needed to figure out what was going on because it was a lot. So that's why there's just no title. Because if I have to include everyone's name in the title would be from here to New York City. Okay, so it's just news and mess. And if you understand the title, you that's why you here. Okay, if you understand the title, that's why you're here. So before we get into everything that I reviewed last night, let me see who's all in the building. And then we're going to talk about some shows we got coming up because, ooh, child. Hello, Amber. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Bougie. Hello, Cami on the go. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Sassy. Hello, Wineby. Hello, Unicorn and Dimples. Hello, Lisa. Lisa's child. How's my nosy family doing? I'm ready for the tea. Hello, Quanda. Hello, Cami. Hello, Brown Mama. Hello, Greer. Hello, DL. Hello, AC. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Mimi. You know what I also noticed too about all of you guys here? I was watching a live stream I had did like 8 months ago, and you guys are all, it's the same faces in here. I was like, dang, y'all been watching my show for like since the beginning. Wow, it's crazy. I was calling out your names. I didn't have this set up, but I was calling out your names in the live stream when my office used to be in my living room, and the same names. Crazy. Hello, Monica. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Shan. Hello, Auntie Tonisha. Hello, Kwanda. Hello, Sean Johnson. Sean Johnson says, "Hey, how's everybody doing? It pretty good. I didn't do much today. I had to take a long-winded rest. What's up, E Ortiz? Hello, Bow Lady. Hello, Brown Delight. Hello, Jerica. Hello, R Virgil. Anybody here from Facebook? Because Facebook, we lost our Facebook page, so I pinned it. If you're on YouTube, it's pinned at the top. Follow our Facebook page. We're 8,500 followers strong. Let's get back up to there, which I don't really care about. Um, I'm not stressed about it is what I meant, but I want to get our page back. Hello, Latoya. How you doing today? Hello, Ebony. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, AK. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Queen Destiny. Hello, Shell. Hello, Toya. Hello, Queen of Destiny. Hello, Stephanie. Hambersham. Another Stephanie in the house. Nosy. You're the best. You're the best girl. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's a ton of Stephanies in here. You'll be shocked. You'll be quite shocked. What's up, Latoya? This is ladies. How y'all doing, fellas? Y'all all right? I hope they all right. So yesterday, and if I miss saying your name, I apologize, but welcome. Welcome to Notes by Sanders Live. So yesterday we were watching all the mess just kind of unfolding yesterday because everybody did their live streams. And we were just kind of going bit by bit. First, we listened to Bishop Whitehead because he was streaming a little bit of Tasha K's live stream. She was going through some receipts in the beginning, and then I got off a live. I watched Bishop Whitehead's live stream live, and then I only got a little bit of it. He didn't save it. So I'm curious because he always saves his live streams. And I'm very curious as to why he didn't save the one he did yesterday. If anybody watched it, give me the cliff notes. Okay. Um, Give me the cliff notes. Yes, we do have a backup page. It's pinned in the comments at the top. So just scroll to the top and you'll see the pinned comment, or just click at the top in the comment section on YouTube. We're right up there. You just follow that page on Facebook. But yeah, so it was just a lot going on. And then I was watching Conscious TV's live. I saw y'all over there. I saw y'all over at Conscious TV's live because I was like, I need to get caught up to speed. And then I watched the playback of King Jives of his. And I'm gonna just tell you everything that I think I surmised out of it because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. King Jives did say one pivotal thing that I thought was very interesting. He actually said it twice. And I don't know if a lot of people picked up on it, but he did. He said, you said I heard him shout you out. No, he did. King Jives? I didn't stay that long then. I might have watched this. I'll have to go back and watch it again. I guess I didn't stay long enough because I didn't hear it. But oh, shout out to him, to King Jives. So King Jive said something in his live stream yesterday that I thought was important, and I hope you guys caught it too. He said that he said first, he made it very clear his name is Bennett and he's not in it. Okay. He made that abundantly clear. He said, my name is Bennett and I'm not in it. So he said that several times. He didn't say that phrase, but he alluded to the fact that leave me out of this, right? That was his first notion. The second notion that King Jives had stated was he said, and because I'm not in it, I'm going to tell you guys right now, um, that he felt like this whole thing, the whole thing that's going on, he said it felt personal. And I don't know, that kind of resonated with me because I was like, yeah, because it doesn't quite make a whole lot of sense, right? Like this gentleman comes out with the story in 2019. We're talking about Daryl Moore, and then this it kind of it loses its momentum because of the lawsuit with him and Larry Reed, and then it gets picked back up to speed. So I just found that to be quite curious, right? Um, and and then right for the story to get picked back up, it's one thing for the story to get picked back up, it's a whole nother thing that it landed in the hands of Bishop Whitehead, right? Because it's like, dang, out of all the people that who was going to cover that story, Bishop Whitehead was the one, you know what I mean? So that's why people are like, oh, this has got to be personal because um out of all the people who was going to resurrect the story, right, bishop whitehead Bishop Whitehead was the one. He was the one. This is from Shell says tonight's gonna be good, Steph. Done put a new sweatshirt on. Yeah, I know I gotta take a shower though. I put it on, but I didn't shower underneath, so I'm gonna shower tonight. This is from Julia says, hey family, how you doing today? Toya Smith says, Steph, I believe Larry Reed did that to Levantre. Did you tell how detailed he was about Larry Reed? Him. Now we didn't get to that part yet of the story. I'm just trying to get to the building blocks of where the story came from. Okay. But I appreciate you leaving the comment. This from Bajan Gal says, he deleted the post with the phone number. Yeah, because he had stated in that post that it was Larry Reed's phone number, but it turns out it was another gentleman's phone number that he had doxed. I heard him shout out King Jive. Oh yeah, yeah. This is from Natalie Council says I watched Larry Reed on YouTube and he told everything on Patreon. He did. I didn't get the Patreon count yet because I'm then going through my notes, but I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna watch it. This is from Stephanie Herbersham says CTV did another one today that called the accuser a straight up lie, proved that he wasn't 14 when he met Larry. Always said he was 17, so there was no way Larry could have him at 14. I gotta watch that, I guess. Give me the timestamp. Give me the timestamp if you remember it. Give me the time if you remember the timestamp. Give me the time so I can just check it out. This is from Carolyn Smith says, this is my first time ever seeing you live. Hello, love your work. Thank you very much, Carolyn. How you doing today? This is from Asia Review says, okay, but King Jives was caught on a recording saying he believed Larry did it. The Wiley show. Oh, can you send us that video? Can you send me that? If the Wiley show still has it, can you send it to us? I would like to review it if you don't mind. Are you on Tubi? Girl, I wish. It's hard to get on Tubi. I mean, side note, it shouldn't be hard to get on Tubi. If you've seen the movies, you'll understand what this statement means. It shouldn't be hard to get on Tubi. But no, we're not on Tubi, but I would love to get on Tubi. If you know someone who knows someone who knows someone, let them know. I'd love to bring my show there. What's up, Pierce? How you doing today? Hello, baby. Says, hey, Steph, how's everything going? Good. Pretty good. This is from Blue says, did you hear how Larry Reed is not going to sue? He said on CTV's channel today. Yeah, now I did hear that. I didn't hear why, but I did hear that. I heard that, but I didn't hear the why. Do you know the why? Can you tell us the why? This from YV says, Wiley released a recording of him and Jives talking. Jives' god brother is the first accuser. Now, I did know that. And Jives said he believed him, but he wanted to be left out of the mess. His god brother, right? Yeah, his god brother is the first accuser. I think Jives' name is DeMarco, and I think his other one is the god brother is, oh, I forget his name. It's like Del something. Okay. Del something. Okay. Yeah. I want to hear that. If you guys have it, can I see it? You said Conscious did. Oh, he did? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, shout out to Conscious TV. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just be trying to figure out what's going on. I'm not in the thick of it. I'm just like, I'm thoroughly confused with everyone else. Does that make sense? I'm just thoroughly confused. This from Carolyn Smith says, you need to build a world in meta. Holla at me. Oh, okay. This is from Elise Young says King Jive also noted that the other accuser had no proof. He did. Now he did state that. He did state that. Didn't he also say that the first this is just from memory, but help me out here, you guys. Didn't he also say that he was an adult? The first accuser was an adult. Is that correct? His god brother is an adult when he allegedly met Larry. This from BB says Larry's not going to sue because when he did so, he sued in the wrong state. So he was Oh, so it was dismissed without prejudice. Okay, which means he can see it again. Yeah, so without prejudice means that they'll overlook that and then they'll allow you to refile. Uh-huh. This from QC Speaks says Tasha K is the only one who could bring the story to light because she has a big platform like Larry. So now we will see. Yeah, she does. When it comes to platform size, she's mega. You understand what I mean? She's got a mega, 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 mega big platform, you know? And like even though she was given which I can't prove, right? I can't prove that Daryl Moore talked to Tasha K and gave her that information and phone numbers and things of that nature. But it's safe to assume Tasha wasn't implicated in that first lawsuit. So if she picked up the story, right, that she in it's understandable that she can pick up the story. Does that make sense? Right? Like she had no dealings in the lawsuit between Daryl Moore and Larry Reed. So if she picked up the story, she picked up the story. You understand? This from April says, I swear your brain be floating. How do you keep up with all this? I'm trying to keep up. I don't know, honestly. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, April. Somehow it just all sticks. This is from Queen of Destiny. Hello. Says, I'm thinking the accuser is seeking a settlement. Why not file charges instead of going to bloggers? A number of things, right? Because that could be possible, but there's also statute of limitations, you guys. There's also trauma, right? So the way that your hippocampus work, your brain works, sometimes it can suppress trauma, so you don't talk about it for a number of years, and by the time you do, you've reached the statute of limitations. Do you understand what I mean? And I'm not saying that these accusations are true. I'm just saying there's a number of reasons why the accused don't come forward. So I don't want to shame someone and say, oh, you didn't go to the police, you're a liar, so you have to like allow that tiny bit of grace in order to investigate this claim, right? The seeking the settlement claim. So you got to offer that bit of grace in that story. Now granted, there is 3 more interviews that Tasha K plans on putting out. I don't know if she's going to put them out every Sunday, but she's definitely going to put them out. And so I don't know. So we got to get the full story because in the first part of the interview, she really just warmed up to him. But she didn't get to all the details. But I don't want to say that because then if we say that about this accuser, right? Like, oh, he didn't file charges, then we should say that about every accused. What about what about you know, it was Harvey Weinstein. A lot of those women never went to the police. So, this from Andrea Carr. Hey, Andrea said Nosy. The hashtag belonged to Larry's personal chef. Nosy bystanders. The hashtag. What hashtag? The phone number. The phone number belonged to Larry's personal chef. Whitehead and Tasha paid him $10,000 and promised more and flew him to New York to meet him. The chef felt guilty, told Larry, and sent the money back. Mm. That's what was said. Oh, did the chef say that in Larry's Patreon? Did he say that in Larry's Patreon interview? Oh, Lord. I mean, yeah, that's damning. You know what I mean? I'm not. Oh, that's not good. Ooh, yeah, I am. I'll listen to it this evening because I don't have any plans this evening. Obviously, I'm single and by myself. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Bishop Whitehead puts out the chef's phone number, claimed it because I have it. I screenshotted it. I screenshotted it from yesterday. Here it is. This is it from yesterday. If that was the chef's phone number, why did Bishop Whitehead save it in his phone as Larry Reed? This from BB says, yes, Steph, that happened. That's how Whitehead got the phone log. No, you can just you guys, you can save anyone's phone number. You in an iPhone, you can save anybody's name to a phone number. You know what I mean? So the question is, why would Bishop Whitehead save the chef's number as Larry Reed, knowing the chef was calling him frantically, and try to play it off as Larry's calling him? Yeah, you can save the number under anybody. Yeah. So the question is, why would he do that and then try to pass it off as Larry Reed calling him? Something in the milk. He said it was Larry Reed's old phone number. That doesn't make any sense, right? As a private chef, even if it was Larry, it just doesn't make sense, right? A private chef would have his own phone number. He wouldn't need Larry's. You understand what I mean? I'm just trying to use logic here. What would, like, if I worked for someone and I had a company phone, like, and then I gave up the job and I gave the phone back, they usually would just terminate the number. They wouldn't just save the number. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, yeah, I got that, Bajan. I got that. I got that that was the chef's phone number, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking that. I'm asking, why did Bishop Whitehead post the chef's phone number saved as Larry Reed's number and pass it off as the chef and said it was Larry's old number? But why would Larry give his chef his old number? The chef would have his own number. Something it's like I have 1 plus blank equals 42, and I'm trying to figure out what that blank is. Um, BB says, stop. The phone was in Larry's name. He gave the second phone to a chef. He didn't have a phone number, obviously. Okay, so let's go with that. Okay, I like that, BB. So the number, because it's caller ID. Like my phone number comes up as this Miriam lady, and I can't seem to get AT&T to change it. I don't know why. I said this woman is obviously dead. Okay, I keep getting calls from like Medicaid, so but my phone number shows up as Miriam something. Right. So let's say Bishop Whitehead has caller ID. Let's say he has AT&T and he pays for that. It's $1.99 a month and it tells you who the person is who's calling you. So let's say that phone number is under the name of the chef. Or let's say the number is under Larry Reed's AT&T account. Okay. But it's the chef's number. But it shows up in Bishop Whitehead's phone as Larry Reed because it's unsaved. It's obviously unsaved because we have the number. We can see the number. Like if I go to my contacts now and I show them to you, right? So if I showed you my contacts, you wouldn't be able to see the number. You would only be able to see like this portion of it, right? Where it says tea time. So he didn't save it and he must have assumed it was Larry, but it's just Larry's um it's just Larry's plan, cell phone plan. So Bishop Whitehead must have assumed okay. Bishop Whitehead must have assumed that it was Larry calling him. Got you. But it was the chef calling. Got you. Let me get some of your comments. Okay. I'm trying to like, doing these real time calculations, y'all. They hurt. This from Shell Thorne says it's Larry's cousin and personal chef. Could Larry have purchased the phone for her, or she used one of his phones listed on his account, like you would do an assistant? Yeah, yeah, right? Like we have an internship program here. So when the interns come on, they'll get iPhones because they're not getting anything else. They'll get iPhones and it'll be under my name. So if they make calls out anywhere, I would see all those calls. Does that make sense? And then they just turn the phones back over to me. Oh my God, what am I gonna do with all those phones? So then they turn the phones back over to us at the end of the semester. Got you. Yeah, I'll go to his live today. I'm not gonna go to his live now, but okay. Jocelyn said further drama. Okay, okay. Child, this too much. Yeah, it is, but it's got to be ironed out. This is from Mrs. Gwinnett says Larry said the chef was paid by Whitehead to get info out of him allegedly. Yes, she took the money and she gave it back because she felt guilty. That's according to you guys, the chef and Patreon. Okay, okay. So that's what she did. Got you. Okay. So they reach out to the chef. Now here's my thing. Let me ask this question. Let me pose this question to you guys. There's no way. There's no way. And this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree with it. It's just my personal opinion and it's just my personal hypotheses, right? So, if the chef said she got $10,000 from them but she felt guilty and gave it back, I don't see Tasha K or Bishop Whitehead giving her 10 racks without signing an NDA, um, signing an NDA or giving them something. Do you understand what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? So like, do you guys think the chef gave them something, right? Just like a little bit of evidence, a little bit of tea, a little bit of something. You know what I mean? Do you think he or she, I don't know what it is. I don't care about their gender. Do you think the chef gave them something in order to get the $10,000, right? Like an agreements to sit down and do the interview or a little bit of tea, and then got the 10,000 or signed a non-disclosure agreement and got the because I don't see that because remember $10,000 is transactional. You gotta be able to deliver on the transaction. So do you think the chef gave something? Yeah. No, if the chef was already Larry's chef, what did she need the bait for? She was his personal chef. What would she need to get closer to him? You can't get any closer than feeding them. Okay. You can't get any closer to someone than feeding them, right? You mean this person is is Larry's former chef? Or do you think, or are you saying that because she was his former chef, they gave her the $10,000 allegedly to attempt to get back in good graces with him, like cooking for him again and so on and so forth? Because honey, it don't get no closer than feeding somebody. How much closer can you get? Can't get any closer. Let me get some of your comments. This from Nikki says, I don't think the money was exchanged, but they still felt guilty. Yeah, got you. I agree, Nikki. This is from Stephanie says, yes, the chef was probably reporting back for a while. It's from Andrea Carr says, according to Larry and the chef contacted them first because he was mad at Larry, either had already fired him or was about to fire him. The chef said he got mad and then felt guilty. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Did the chef ever disclose how long this had been going on, for a number of months, or was it recent, or was it a number of years? Well, it's got to be a couple of months because Larry only got into that altercation with Chef Whitehead 5 months ago to date. So hmm, December of 2020. Ooh, Christmas. Yeah, this Friday. This Friday. The phone is in Larry Reed's name. Got you. Wow. So that we got the chef, this two-timing chef. Okay. And he was used to get close to Larry. Was he working? Well, I guess we'll hear it on Friday when with CTV. I guess he will he be working with Larry? What was he working? Was he feeding Larry? You're right, Afrocentric. Are you an attorney? I am not. I'm an armchair lawyer. If you don't know what that means, Google it. It just means people who love to talk legal stuff but have no legal um degrees or anything. So it's an armchair lawyer. It's just a funny term to say people who argue politics and legality with no credentials to do so. So all of us here in the chat. We're just armchair. I mean, I think there's some lawyers in here, but I'm not. I'm not a lawyer. No, it was before December. He said apparently Larry has all the text messages and maybe audio as well. This is a mess, you guys. This is a mess. This is a mess. Y'all, I don't know how else to slice it. It's a mess. It's a mess. What is the motive? Is the motive to give a voice to SA victims? Or is the motive revenge? Um Because here's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Here's the part, and no, it makes complete sense to me, but it just seems unnecessary to the story, right? If a victim comes forward and shares their story with you, that story should be like the Statue of Liberty, right? Like it's the only thing you see in the the next 35 miles. So it's like the beacon of the story. There should be no other portion of the story. Any other anecdotal evidence that you use to kind of build up the story is really just the stand of the Statue of Liberty, right? It stabilizes the story so that the story can, shine its torch. That's really how victim stories should come forward, right? But then in this instance, and I'm not saying this is the instance, I'm just saying it's just from the outside again, we're all on the outside looking in. We're on the outside looking in, okay? Because we're not the chef, we're not Tasha K, we're not Larry Reed, we're not Bishop Whitehead, we're none of these people. We're not Levante or the other two alleged accusers. We're none of them. So we're only from the outside looking in. But from the outside looking in, paying someone $10,000 allegedly to garner a story or used to gather intel makes no sense, because if the victim story is just powerful enough, the others the others the other stuff in the background shouldn't even have been necessary to the story, because the story already had legs and teeth in it, right? The story already had legs and teeth. So what would be the point of the 10,000, we'll call him the $10,000 chef. What would be the point of the $10,000 chef if this story is as powerful as we're making it? What was that for? You understand what I mean? That's the part that looks a little bit, you know? See, Tasha K has a phenomenal way of telling its storytelling. And and just my personal opinion from my two eyeballs from the outside looking in, it seems like Whitehead, it seems like he's just muddying up her story that she's trying to tell. It's like he's making it messy when she's just trying to deliver it, right? Because she's got stage presence and she's going to deliver the story how she's going to deliver it, but he's murkying it up, doxing people and stuff. That was unnecessary, which brought in the catalyst of the chef, because everyone's like, whose phone number is that? And people are looking, they're like, well, most people don't have Larry Reed's phone number, but they're like, is that Larry's number? And then someone comes forward and says, that's my number. I'm the chef they hired to get intel. So people are like, you understand what I mean? You're like, what would you need intel for if you already have the meat and potatoes? What do you need celery for? You know, what do you need celery for? So that's how I look at it. Like, because the story in and of itself, because Levantre is a powerful, he has I keep saying this, he does have an amazing photographic memory, which is really his beacon for telling his truth. You understand what I mean? And that alone is how he stands 10 toes down. The other stuff makes you forget about his truth. You understand what I mean? And it makes people question the validity of his truth when all the other murky stuff, right? Because imagine if you were to sit down with a banker and you were trying to get this really great small business loan deal, then you turned out that the banker was fleecing the bank for money. It makes your deal look like a fleece too. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, you got your loan from that guy? That guy was stealing from little old ladies and babies. It's not a very good deal. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like, right? So when people look, when from the outside looking in, looking at Levantre's story, like, wow, there's a powerful story. And then you're like, oh, what are those people doing behind you? And you looking over his shoulder and they're murkying it up, right? With chefs, $10,000 chefs. So you're just like, his story alone is powerful. So the other stuff, it starts to make people question the validity of his truth. Let me get some of your comments. Sorry, you guys, I missed a lot. This is from Dream says, Tasha K said she used to visit Larry and the chef was always there and would talk to her when Larry would leave the room. Ah, interesting. He's a gossipy chef, huh? This from Wine V says it's so messy because all the players have credibility issues. Are you a law student? No. That is a degree from my alma mater. I'm not a student of nothing. And JC, you seem like a nice person. Please stop asking me personal questions about what I do in my personal life. We're discussing Larry Reed and Tasha K, not what I do in academia in my private life. So I'm gonna ask you really nicely. I hate to block you, but don't ask people personal questions that you don't know. I'm not a law student. I just have a degree in political science, analytics, and research, and I have studied proliferation deals for all of my undergraduate years, which is nuclear weapons deals. So when it comes to large form documents, that's why I don't sound articulate. It's just I just read a lot. Okay, so thank you. This from Portia Thomas says Larry bought the chef the phone, and it's in his name, Larry. The chef was working with Whitehead and was calling him. Mm, mm. This one, Andrea says, and supposedly, in my head, this is how I think you're typing this. Supposedly, all this being funded by Pastor Jamal Bryant and a couple other pastors Larry has reported on. Larry interviewed Jamal's baby mama at New Birth Church, didn't know about. He's been mad ever since. Not Jamal. The reason why I'm shocked at the Jamal Bryant is because you guys, I'm a literal member of New Birth Ministries, their online church. I've tied to that church. I tied to him when he was in Baltimore. Okay. So it hurts my heart that he would do something like this because I really like Jamal Bryant. I do. I still do. Gosh, I got to screenshot this because I'll never get it. Sorry. You'll hear a little beep. This is from Bonlinda. What's up, Bonlinda? Says, I bet Larry knows the number and he knows who gave it to. Therefore, he would know they have validity to the story. I bet Larry knows that number. It's Larry's phone number he gave to the chef. You did, Rich Business? I heard allegedly through the grapevine, allegedly, that there was a 16-year-old girl who at Empowerment Temple in Baltimore who got pregnant by him. Is that true? Bo lady says, "Oh, you need to do your homework on your pastor, but his sermons are good." Listen, I don't get into church gossip, you know? I just like his I like his I just like his sermons. They were very good. They're very good. They're very good. But not and if this is true, this is really bad. It's really bad, you guys. It's really bad. Speaking of, someone right here says, Steph, where were you when Monique read just Giselle down on the Real Housewives? I was doing this. Hold on one second. I'll tell you exactly what I was doing. Okay. I'm tell you exactly what I was doing when all that was going on. Okay. This is exactly what I was doing. Okay. I'm about to share my screen with you. This is what I was doing when Giselle was reading her down. We were getting together with our show, A Minute with Millie Chun, and having them interview Carlos King. We stay on the back end of the drama, not the front end. Okay. And this episode is on our network, just so you know, it's a 4-part interview with Carlos King. And yes, he talks about all of that. But I just produce the stuff. I don't He's a very nice guy too. He gave me a lot of good advice, but that's what we was doing. Okay. That's what we was doing. That's what we was doing. Right. While y'all was watching it, we was interviewing the producers. Okay. That's just what we do. Millie Chun was able to secure this interview with him. Shout out to Millie Chun. It's a great interview. So y'all got to give me a second to be able to orient myself because we just be dealing with other stuff over here. Okay. We just be doing other stuff over here. Let me get to Bon Linda says Whitehead is showing that they are still trying to get in touch with him. Apparently, they don't feel that guilty. Mm. You gotta watch it. It's good. It's a great interview. It's a great he had me hollering the whole time, honey. He had me hollering the whole time. So yeah, this is what we were doing. Okay. You want the tea? Call Carlos King. As from Sandy says, Tasha said that Larry and Whitehead are a lot of like. I think there are conspiracy theories from both sides accusing of paying for information to discredit everyone without getting the truth. I can't get over the chef part though. I can't get over the chef part. Yeah, but only one came forward. Mm. Only one came. I remember that. I remember that. I didn't want to believe it because he's my pastor, but I remember that. Oof. Let me get my tithe back. I mean, the last time I did a big tithe was 2017. I think I tithe like probably close to $1,000, the biggest tithe I ever made. So I'd like that back, Mr. Bryant, if you into this, okay? The chef part. So as far as I know, because I haven't watched the interview yet, I haven't watched Larry Reed's Patreon yet, but I will watch it. I know I said I was going to watch it yesterday, you guys, but I had to catch up with a lot of other live streams. Apparently, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Please do correct me if I'm wrong. Allegedly, um, there was a chef who was paid $10,000 allegedly to get close to Larry Reed and share tea with him, or share tea about him to Bishop Whitehead and Jamal and Tasha K, and apparently was funded by Jamal Harrison Bryant. I hope that's not true. And the chef felt guilty in doing so, and in turn gave the money back, and I guess disclosed all of this to Larry Reed. I did, y'all. That was a while ago. It's from Rich Business says Wiley recorded King's Jive saying he believed Larry, someone he knows, but that person said to not say anything. People are afraid of Larry. Someone sent me the Jives. Someone sent me the Jives um the Jives live stream. I'm gonna watch it. Um okay, we'll see. I can use those ties right now, okay? Especially when they're going to doing crazy stuff like this. Wanda says, sorry, Steve. That's okay. This from Paris says, your tithes are unto the Lord, and those in leadership do it is on them, not the tither. I don't know that, but it'd be nice to have $1,000 back. Do you think King Jives is messy? In your opinion, in your personal opinion, do you think he is? I've only watched 2 live streams with him. I think he composes himself fairly well. Um, I prefer live streams where people lay it down in a chart form instead of just speaking off cuff. Nothing wrong with off cuff. It's hard for me to follow along. So I like when people lay down the groundwork, right? Because I try to do that here because that's how I like to be taught. So I think it helps when I'm trying to share a story with people. I lay down the foundation of where we are, right? So if you just joined us and you don't know anything about this story, it's just so many moving parts. I'm doing the series right now on TikTok, so that way I have it cataloged and categorized for anybody who needs to catch up. Um, so I'm gonna finish the parts tonight because there's a lot. Um, there's a lot. There's a lot. Um, mm. Yeah, girl, that's $1,000. That's $1,000. This from AK says, but that was well before the accusations. The guy told Jives that Larry gave him a house in Virginia. What guy? The guy. Who's the guy? Can you be a little more specific over here, please? This one Rich says Jives is an important part of the story. He is, specifically about his godson, right? And according to Mr. Wiley, I don't know who that is. I never heard of him. I guess he's another player. According to Mr. Wiley, Jives admitted to that. I'm gonna listen to it and see if he does. If he does, here's the thing, and I'm not accusing King Jives of anything. I'm not. I'm not accusing him of anything, nor because I don't know him. His live stream with Bishop Whitehead was a bit off. His live stream with Bishop. Remember we talked about it. We watched it that night. I said, "Wow, he didn't even come in hot like Larry Reed, like Bishop Whitehead came into Larry Reed and Warren Genesis live hot. He came in hot, okay, like an asteroid out the sky. You had to you had enough centrifugal force to stop him the way he was coming. He came in hot. Jives, not so much. He didn't come in his live hot. And a lot of people were like, why did he key in? It felt like a key. I never heard of him. I guess I'll watch his live stream tonight that you guys had sent me. Steph, we need to watch these ads, right? I don't know. Y'all, they just come up periodically. I guess you can just skip them. I mean, most people do. This from Chaffee says, this is Larry and friends' plan. Make it so messy that the victim's story is forgotten. I don't know if that's their plan. If it is, it's kind of doubtful. The part that the part of this anecdote that the premise of this anecdote here, Chaffee, is the $10,000 chef. That was not Larry Reed's plan. That muddies everything up. But that is because of what was happening in the other camp, allegedly. Because I don't know, but let's just say it's true. That had nothing, that is not Larry Reed's doing. He didn't pay a chef to pretend to be his friend, to pretend to get intel, to work. That'd be crazy. You understand what I mean? Because then he would get the $10,000 and then give it back. I mean, stranger things have happened, but my word, that'd be some caper. You know what I mean? And cahoots. If they was in cahoots from the get-go, that would be wild. But that's a far stretch. That's a far stretch. So I don't know about that part, right? That Larry and his friends are making it messy, so the victim's story is forgotten. In order for Larry and his friends to have made it messy, Larry and his friends would have had to hire the chef to pretend to be his friend, to go to Tasha K and Bishop Whitehead allegedly and get $10,000 from them and tell Larry, and then Larry says, give it back. And then that, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be a lot. That'd be a lot. This is from Polished by Penny. Hey, says maybe Jives was trying to keep his composure because Whitehead tried to sue him suddenly and allegedly. Now that's true. That is also true. That makes sense. I try to keep my composure too, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I can believe that. This is from Rose Allen. Hey, Rose from Facebook says Jive said he has a recording of Whitehead wanting him to turn on Larry Reed, allegedly. Ooh. Not your nosy senses. This one, Rich Business says Whitehead was trying to get him to slip up. He was trying to get him to apologize. Yeah, I believe he was. I never watched. Now, let me just say this. I want to preface this by saying this. I never watched King Jive's coverage of Bishop Whitehead and the robbery, so I can't tell you if King Jives was doing the things that Bishop Lamar Whitehead is alleging him doing, right? Like making fun, saying that the robbery was fake, da 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 da. The only thing that I can attest that I have witnessed is when I watched Bishop Whitehead and King Jive's live stream a couple of days ago, and King Jives admitted on camera that he was using plausible deniability to shift his audience's focus into thinking that Bishop Whitehead amassed his fortune through criminality, through gang activity. And King Jives admitted to that himself. He said, I never said you were a part of a gang. I just said that this seems like Crips and Bloods type thing. That's insinuating something to your audience, right? So when King Jives admitted that, I was like, if that's what he was doing the entire time he was doing live streams and coverage on Bishop Whitehead, I think he should have apologized to him, because you can't make those kind of notions, right? Plausible deniability, if you're new here, plausible deniability means to not explicitly state something, but alluding to it so that the viewing audience can form their own opinions, but geared toward what you want them to believe. So, for example, if I said something like, I remember once I went to this slaughter farm where they beat cows, and I'm pretty sure I saw a McDonald's executive there. I think that's plausible deniability. That means I have no proof or evidence of something. I'm just trying to gear your thinking into thinking that. You understand what I mean? And then so you were probably thinking, oh my God, McDonald's gets their cattle from slaughter farms that beat animals. I never said that. I said, I think that can get you into a lot of legal trouble. It can, especially with the alluding to stuff like that. So when King Jives had admitted that openly, I was shocked. You guys can watch on the live stream 2 days ago. I was like, did he just admit to plausible deniability? You never want to admit to something like that, ever. You see what I mean? Fox News does it on a daily basis. Like, crime is up in El Paso. That's interesting. El Paso's also near the border of Mexico. It's alluding to the fact that the crime is up only because of the border. That's what that alludes to. If Fox News would have worded it this way, oh, crime is up in El Paso. That's interesting. There was toxic chemicals found in the drinking water. It would make you think that because of the toxic chemicals found in drinking water, it's causing people to become more violent, right? It changes your thinking. You're not going to think Mexico, you're going to think dirty drinking water. So plausible deniability is a very powerful propaganda weapon. It gets used all the time. It's been used for hundreds of thousands of years, and it is never going to stop because it is considered, in some aspects, depending on where you've studied in your university, right, sociology or humanities, it's considered a dog whistle. In journalism, it's plausible deniability, right? So it doesn't matter what you title it, it is what it is. You are trying to shape the way someone is thinking simply by putting your fragmented sentence together that don't belong together. And when King Jives admitted to that, I was like, oh, well, then you should be apologizing to him because, honey, you can't say stuff like that. That is immediately going to get your audience to think that Bishop Whitehead amassed his wealth through criminality, and there's no evidence of that yet, right? There's no evidence of that. So don't allude to stuff you don't know. It's dangerous. Get you caught up in a lawsuit. Let me get some of your comments. From Susan Zen Sound says, it seems to me as if the individuals are using substances, edibles, and hide that. Now they can't keep their story straight and nothing makes sense. I don't know about that. I would allude to that. There's been no evidence that Tasha K, Larry Reed, Lamar Whitehead, Conscious TV, King Jives, the Wiley guy, or Daryl Moore, or anyone who's been invoked in this, or even the alleged victims, have ever used substances. You can't make statements like that. You just have to understand statements like this are dangerous because you're implementing dangerous notions that these people are high and so they're not acting rational. You can act irrational and be stone cold sober. So don't make statements like this because that's dangerous thinking. Don't make statements like that. That's dangerous. There's no evidence at all that any of these individuals who are in part of this story are using substances. And please don't ever say it in my comment section because I don't want people who are watching this to think that we agreed to stuff like that. I don't agree with that at all. So when I see it, I have to call it out and I have to admonish it immediately. None of these people have ever presented any evidence that they are substance users. None of them. You can say, I don't like the way that Tasha K delivered the story. You can say, I don't like the way that Larry Reed delivers his truth. I don't like the way that, Levante slanted in the chair. You can say all those kinds of things, but what you can't say, okay, what you can't say is that these people are substance users because there's no evidence of that. There's none. Okay, I just want to let's just, okay. Let's just keep that even. Don't, at least if someone else said it, don't bring it here. Okay. This is from Lamb Illy, says, if I was Larry, I would be careful who he labels friends because these YouTube church folks carry knives waiting for your back to be turned. I think the problem here lies that, and this is the only thing that I see, and this is just alleged. This is my hypothesis. It's not fact, and there's validity in it, but there's no there's no substantial evidence to it, right? So my hypothesis on this is that I think everyone's egos are just too big. They're too big to fail, and they're failing, and everyone's egos are so big that I feel like everyone's just trying to crush each other, but not just a little. Like, you know how like you kind of like swat a fly to get away from you. You don't want to kill it. You just kind of just want it to get away from you. I feel like everyone's out to like gas the flies. You know what I mean? Like they are out for blood, and it's so sad. It's so sad and scary to watch because like, you see really powerful, smart, brilliant storytellers like church folks, bishops, leaders, just all just like crushing each other left and right. It's really sad to watch. You understand what I mean? It's really sad to watch. So I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Um it's incredibly sad to watch because it's just like you don't even know. Whew. Mm. Give me 1 second. I want to open up one of these emails. This might be a halfway decent live stream. Um, I want to click on some of these emails you guys sent me. So somebody sent me the live stream from the Wiley show, and apparently he plays the call from King Jives, and I want to see that. So give me 1 second. Um let me mute myself so I can fast forward to see if we can get a clip of it. I have the timestamp. Let me get to it. I found it. I said I'm gonna just play it on my phone. It makes it easier. Hold on 1 second. This was King. This was King. This was the Wiley show. I never heard of this gentleman, but this is the Wiley show. Um, let's forward to 11:30. 11:30. Okay. I'm Wiley. Can you guys hear?
Hey, Marquise. Hey, what's up? How you doing, King James? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing wonderful. You said for me to talk to you, but you was gonna call me. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been busy, and I apologize if I said so. Please accept my apologies on that. You said something about two guys and a lady. Yeah, two men and a lady. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to be a once a week weekly show. But I don't know if you're going to be able to do it because Daryl Moore emailed me saying your godson or your godbrother was raped or molested by Larry Reed. Let me tell you something about that. Okay. Now, if you're not going to be able to hear it, you need to go over to the station here. I'm going to play it. If you want to hear it clearer, because it's going through a Bluetooth speaker, you have to go to station here. Moderator's supposed to station here. The name of that episode is Larry Reed Talking, okay? Go see that episode on January the 16th. If you're not going to be able to hear it, go to station here.
Station head, Larry Reed Talking. Hold on. To January the 16th? Who's station head? Is that a... I gotta find it. I want to hear the call. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all just gonna have to take this deep dive with me, okay? I don't see anyone by that name. You said last night Jive said he felt like he was being recorded during the conversation. Okay, well, let's just play it. I know there's going to be parts of the audio that dip. I'll do my best to blow it up as loud as I can. I got my microphone dipped low, so you're going to hear it as close as I'm going to hear it, okay?
But I'm gonna play it on here. Turn up your volume. You'll be able to hear it. It is what it is. We're gonna play it right here. But it's a certain part that I want to play, and I'm gonna pause and play that part over and over and over again. Okay? So you ain't gonna be able to hear it. You gotta go to station head. Cause we everywhere.
What's station head? Is that like is that like an iTunes app? Please do.
Remember anything about that interview with Daryl Moore?
He said, I'm going to repeat back what he says. He said, I don't remember anything about the interview with Daryl Moore.
My godbrother told Daryl that he told me not to say anything.
He said, my godbrother told me that Daryl told him to tell me not to say anything.
And that is the truth. He did tell me not to say anything. So what was I supposed to do at that point? So Larry did molest your godbrother? No. Okay.
He said no. And then he says, okay.
That was the story that he told me. And then when he got on there with Daryl, it was a different story. So, and that, he had told me that him and Larry had some dealings. So it's just like, if you tell me, Wiley, if you tell me something and you say, well, don't say nothing about it. Just leave it alone. But you go somewhere else and say something about it, and you say, well, I told Jive, don't say nothing. What am I supposed to do?
That's a very good question, right? If I told you some private anecdote about me and I told you don't say anything, well, what are you supposed to do? Just not say anything, really. I mean, it kind of puts you between a rock and a hard place. It's like, well, good golly, why'd you tell me? You know what I mean? So I'm with King Jives right here. Okay, I'm with King Jives right here.
Well, my thing is if he was molested, shouldn't you go to the police and let the detectives investigate? I tell anybody who comes to me, if something has happened to you, especially in that manner, go to the cops. This is sad. Oh my God, this is it's so weird and sad because he just cash app or super charge you $500. And that's quite interesting if he allegedly molested your godbrother. That's quite sad. See, that story has been out there for a very long time. And so for me, I'm like, my saving grace was he openly said publicly that he told me not to say nothing. And I have alluded to the situation years ago. Mm-hmm. But my thing is, if you tell me not to say nothing, I can't say nothing. So what?
That's interesting. So King Jive says, he says, yeah, it's rather sad. And he said the key anecdote, he says, my saving grace is he told me not to say nothing. If you don't understand what that means, let me help you out. Okay? When someone says, well, my saving grace is that my godbrother told me not to say nothing, which means that I can still maintain my relationship with Larry and I actually don't have to talk about it on my platform because I don't have to say anything. That's a saving grace. Whew. It's not good. Okay. It's not good that he would admit that openly in public, but let's continue.
You're saying now because Larry just did a press conference and your godbrother was mentioned on Tasha K Live, on last night when she interviewed Daryl Moore. They talked about your godbrother, how he was molested by Larry. Daryl Yes, sir. In her after show on her TashaKLive.com. I watched it live. Okay, I hope you please. And I'm like, okay, I hope you please. And I'm like, okay, I hope you please. And I'm like, what is going on? I just couldn't, you know what, King John, I can't befriend somebody or have somebody in my circle if they allegedly molested somebody. I that don't sit right in my spirit. Let me say this, because I don't want somebody trying to drag me into something that I don't have nothing to do with. Okay? I am not no way responsible for any of this stuff. And nor do I have anything to do with any of this. I am not.
That's a crazy stance to take. Okay, so in this portion, the audio dips. So let me just recap what King Jive says. He said, this story has nothing to do with me. I'm not in any way, shape, or form in this. And basically, like, you understand what I mean? So he's like, takes a step back. He goes, it's got nothing to do with me. Now, can you position yourself like that? Yeah, but it's slightly hard to do when your relative happens to be one of the alleged accused. It's a hard step to take back. You understand what I mean? It's a hard step to take back because it's like, that's your family. You know, that's your family. I got you. I want to listen to the whole thing, you guys. If you've already listened to it, you don't have to let me know to fast forward. I'm going to listen to as much as I think I want to listen to and much as I think that's important. I never hop skip through lives. So, but thank you again for that, YNV. But no, I won't be fast forwarding to 45, 44. I will be listening to a good portion of this and relaying back to you what I think of the call. But thank you.
Nobody? Someone came and told.
You said, catch me up, what's going on? We're listening to an audio recording of a recorded call between a blogger by the name of King Jives and another blogger by the name of Marquise Wiley, the Marquise Wiley Show, in regards to a situation with Larry Reed. If you have not caught up on it, check out our last 2 videos and you'll be able to catch up to speed, okay?
Situation. And they never filed no police report. They never did anything. They told me not to say nothing. And then they went on somebody else's platform, and then they told everything that they had. So when he said something happened to him, was that an illegal act that he was molested? Was it something alluded to that?
That's what we're listening to.
I'm trying to figure out, because again, I haven't talked to him in a while, and so we're not necessarily on talking terms. Because my thing is, you tell me one thing, and then you go on somebody else's platform, and then you say something else. So I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is a way of getting Larry. I don't know if this is a way of, because I'm like, at this point, so as far as I know, they were of age. So, I mean, I don't know if Delquan was 18 or 17 or whatever. So, that was your god brother. So, did Larry tell you that the person was, did you question Larry about it or no? I did ask Larry about it. Larry said he was of age. Larry said that the boy was of age? Did he have sex with? Larry said he was of age. And you believe that? Do you believe that your god brother was of age? That's the thing. I don't know, because everybody's story kept switching. That's why I said I don't want no involvement in this at all. So they did drop the name.
Now here's the thing. I understand that King Jives. I understand that Mr. Wiley is trying to grab. And no, I didn't eat anybody up. I know that Marquise Wiley is attempting to gather information from King Jives, but if King Jives stated, and King Jives already stated this, which is really his saving grace, he said that my god brother told me this story, then told me at the end of it, don't say anything, which alludes to the fact that, one, the information was brought to King Jives and King Jives didn't ask, right? Two, it means that if King Jives was caught off guard by the story being told to him, he probably was not able to gather enough information to even ask questions. So when King Jives says, I just don't know anything, he could be telling the truth. I just don't know anything because the story was told to me. If someone tells you a story about their SA, the last thing that you usually do is ask questions. That's usually the last thing you do. You just allow people to tell their story, right? So if King Jives is telling Wiley, I don't know anything, it alludes to me that he never asked fact-finding questions because he was not in a position to do so. Does that make sense to you? So I believe King Jives. I believe when he says he does not know anything, I believe him. Because in most situations, when someone's telling you a story like, oh my gosh, I was at a party and someone, essayed me and oh, it's just ruined my life and da, 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 da. You're just listening. You're just trying to be a listening ear. You're not trying to be nosy and oh, okay, girl. So, oh, what was this? You're not key. It's not a key moment. Does that make sense to you guys? So the fact that the Wiley show is pressing him, it's like you can't press him on something he don't know. If someone told you a story of SA, they just told you a story of SA. Not one time did King Jives ever say, I sat down and interviewed my brother, my god brother. He never stated that. He said the story was just told to me. Okay. So I need you to follow along with that because that's how you're going to have to. That's why it's important to listen to the full recording because you're going to get the full anecdote on it. Okay.
They dropped their name last night on TashaKLive.com and they said King Jives' godbrother was molested by Larry Reed. That Daryl Moy said that the godbrother told him that on the show. That he was indeed molested. My godbrother told him. Yeah. My godbrother told him that. Yes, he did. But he also told me what to do, what not to do. And since he said he was molested, Larry said he was in his house and he was grown. And then Larry said he never had sex with him. And that's what Larry told me. So again, it's mixed stories and all of those things. So I'm just like, I don't want no involvement in this. Because I'm not trying to be dragged for nothing. And I have I wasn't the one who did no acts, if that makes sense.
Okay. Interesting. What's up, speaking from the Pro Couch? How are you doing today, sis? So he is saying his brother told him a different story than what he told the blogger. Correct. Now remember, King Jive said the story was told to him, which does not give him the footing to ask fact-finding questions. If the story was told to him one time and then the story was told to another blogger, again, I don't have those recordings from Daryl Moore, so I have no idea if Daryl Moore was digging in and asking questions and times, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know his level of interrogation. So I don't know what Daryl had asked the God's brother. But according to them, everyone here, Daryl Moore did sit down and interview the God brother. But I don't know if Daryl Moore asked fact-finding questions or just allowed the God brother to come on his platform and share his story. Okay. Let me get some more of your questions here. This is from Kimberly. What's up, Kimberly? Says, supposedly, this goes back to what happened in 2019. Jives was going to do a story, but changed his mind. Then the God brother went to the other guy and did the interview, and then Larry sued. Interesting. Now that's alleged that he was going to do a story. Or didn't King Jive say he was going to do a story, but then his God brother told him don't say nothing? I'm curious. I'm thinking about something, but I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm thinking about something, but I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm going to hold on to that. I got a thought and I'm going to hold on to it. Okay. This from Libra says, King's Jive said yesterday that he said he never met any of these people in person and also said that his godbrother was an adult when this happened. I did see that. And yes, you are correct, Libra. Libra love. He did say that. Let me get back into this audio recording because while I'm listening to it, I'm actually just trying to decipher it.
did. I saw some of it, and then I just eventually got off because I was busy doing some other stuff. Wow, he was dragging Pastor Bryant. He said that Pastor Bryant.
They're talking about Larry Reed live stream yesterday where he was on Facebook. You can actually watch it on Facebook. It's still up, where he was talking about how Jamal Harrison Bryant from New Birth Ministries is doing a lot of dirty work behind the scenes. So this is what they're talking about in this current portion of this recorded call.
Sending the link around. This accuser said that Larry sucked his dick, that Larry was jacking off. You know, this is not good. You know, I've always said, you know, the police need to investigate this matter because this is sounding criminal behavior is what's being discussed. Because if someone is 15 and they're getting their dick sucked by a grown man, that's a criminal act. Okay. Are you recording me? No. Okay.
Oh, and then to lie. That's not good. And let me tell you why. So the fact that Marquise Wiley, and I'm going to tell you, Marquise, if you're watching, step one, don't ever record someone without their permission. That's just bad. Your word should be your bond. I've interviewed dozens of people and shared their stories, and I never had to record those calls because I'm just trusted in that regard. So one, never, ever record people without their consent. And two, never, when confronted if they're being recorded, always be honest. It's that simple, because now you have shot your credibility and it makes it incredibly difficult for people to want to talk to you because now you're literally on record being a known liar. That's not good. Because if I were to come to you to share my story and I'm like, can I talk to you in confidence? In the back of my head, you're recording it. And I can't trust that. It scares people. This world of blogging, this level, right? Not what I do. I just storytell. I don't do much else. But the level of blogging that seem like you're engaging in seems to be more investigative, and you want to be incredibly careful about revealing recorded calls, lying to people about recording their calls, and so on and so forth, because you lose your credibility very fast. And when you lose your credibility fast, it makes it less likely that people want to come to you with their story. So the reason why people come to us with their stories is because they know, well, Steph ain't gonna tell. She ain't gonna tell the parts I don't want her to tell. You know what I mean? She's not going to record my calls, and she's not going to have private information of mine and use it to get likes, clicks, and views. I don't need that. You know what I mean? Our platform stands on its own by itself. So you're either going to come here and believe me when I say it, because there's no reason to lie, or you're just going to go somewhere else. So that's just bad. That's just my anecdote here. If the Marquise Wiley is watching, just be really careful about recording people's calls and then being confronted about it, lying about it.
And I'm only asking that because, again, I'm telling you, I just don't want no involvement in this, because my name is thrown around as if I have some type of involvement in this situation, and I don't. You know what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying. It's just really, it's just so sad, man. Wow, this is heavy, and hopefully. I'm doing a prayer call at 4:00 with my patron and my member.
Not a prayer call.
And my prayer is let the truth come out. Let it be uncovered. Because, you know, a lot of black males, you know, when they say they get molested, they don't get hurt like women. Even women sometimes don't get hurt.
Old School Heart says ethics and journalism, but bloggers really follow the ethical code. Well, one, I'm not a journalist. I just want to keep that clear, just so you guys know I'm not a journalist at all. Okay. Just want y'all to know I'm not a journalist, but I do have a background in research and analytics from my university. So, but not a journalist, never took any course on journalism, but I've written a numerous amount of papers, ethically, if you will, and only one peer-reviewed one. But yeah, that's it. But having some level of standards, right? Even if you're not a journalist, right? Because that word gets thrown around so loosely. I'm not a journalist, nor do I ever claim to be one. But I do have a background in research and analytics, so I'm really good at analyzing information for what it is. But thank you.
When you're talking about black men, they're at the bottom of the barrel being heard of being, you know, sexual assaulted. Great. And then I'm gonna tell you this too. This is my truth. I feel like this. You know, I don't know what the deal is with all of these young men and Larry.
I'm going to have to analyze this alone. Let's get to Bishop Whitehead's live stream. Hold on one second, you guys. It's a Whitehead live stream. Okay. Oh, wrong one.
You too. Do. Checkmate.
Whitehead is
Do.
so messy.
Yeah, y'all go on Tasha K. Go on Tasha K. YouTube.
Hold on one second. I'm gonna do it from my phone because it lags a little bit. And I don't like that. I don't like that it lags on here. So let me just do it from here. That makes it a lot simpler. And you guys can hear it because my mic will be up. Okay, hold on. There he is.
And put articles about me. All you gotta do is Google me. You'll see every single article. You think I'm mad? Not at all. Sure, you said Gremlin Reed blocked everybody that follow me. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's Unwind with Tasha K. Everybody at Unwind with Tasha K. What an interview! And I think it's like a few more episodes coming. See, I came on. Everybody need to add Tasha K. What an interview, y'all! Unbelievable. Nah, he didn't call today. Did y'all see that, y'all? Did y'all see the list of calls from Gremlin Reed? Woo-hoo, baby. Let me tell y'all something, right? Child molestation is a sin. Period, point blank. You know? And that was an amazing, I spoke to Trey, and I just commended him for his courage, man. Larry Reed tried to sue him, and I took care of all the lawyer fees for him. And that was my word. That was it.
He paid the lawyer fees?
You said a blogger said he was crying on. Nah, y'all got to show me that. Y'all got to show me that. How can I watch it? How could you watch the interview? Go on Tasha K YouTube. Go on her page. You'll be able to see on her YouTube page. Y'all gotta add Tasha K, man, because y'all gotta give her a round of applause. What an interview. Amazing. And it's gonna be I think 5 more episodes of PPP. What she called it? Pastors, prophets, and pedophiles. No, I never backed him. No, I did not. That's garbage, y'all. He was about to get violated for probation for some other stuff, and I stood in there for him. No, I did not. But anyway, y'all, all you preachers that's out here with this child molestation, God is going to expose you. I'm telling you. Come on, man. You touching 15-year-old boys. Oh, man. But anyway, y'all, let's go. But go on Tasha K YouTube, y'all. And she got some more stuff coming out. Woo! Go on her page, Tasha Unwind with Tasha K. Man, she did an amazing. If y'all add her, she gonna come on because she gonna see it's me. Y'all gotta add her. What's this about? Blocking? No, it's not about blocking. No, it's not. But anyway, y'all, church was amazing. We're building leaders of tomorrow.
He's not talking about much. He's just, but that part was interesting, right? That he said he paid for Levantre's legal fees. What legal fees did Levantre have? Because Larry tried to sue him, right? But then Larry had to refile the case because it was the wrong state. Why did Tasha get turned Storm Monroe? I have no idea. Who's Storm Monroe? I don't know who. You guys, I don't know who that is. Enlighten me. Tell me, who is that? Who's Storm Monroe? YV says, why are so many people ignoring what Larry said? That gives majors doubt about his innocence. What did Larry say? Can you give us the recap? This is from Old School. Says Larry should have never did that live on Whitehead. But it's news. Okay, well, That live, yeah, maybe not that live. Now he did cover the story and it did go ultra viral, but maybe not that live with Genesis Warren. I would say maybe not that, but I don't know if I don't know if that's the full catalyst of the turning of events. I don't know if that live stream was like the hit, the thing. This from YMV says, would you still believe Larry after seeing that? Seeing what? Can you be a little more specific? Just be a little specific, y'all. He said with stolen funds. Girl. Old school says, Whitehead once provoked, don't let up. Don't cross that fool ever. This from Yinzi says, no one is exempt, not even Whitehead. Exempt from what? Can y'all be a little more specific? Y'all be talking in such paraphrased codes. I just be confused. Exempt from what? You're reading my post backwards. I don't think so. They're coming in forward. So it said this one came in at 7:32. Greer says, Lord, this is super messy. The church is the new projects. It is. I want to know. Jamal Bryant's role in all of this. I want to know Jamal Bryant's role in all of this. Is he one of the? Does he have anything to do with this? This from Colonel Fisher says, I cannot with Bishop Whitehead's bling bling. When I hear his voice, I see the dude on my block with a Newport. Don't say that. You shouldn't think that. And don't think that. That's very stereotypical. Don't think that. This from Yenzi says, no one is exempt from being talked about. Oh, got you. Yeah, and anyone and everyone can be talked about, you know. Anyone and everyone can be talked about. It's just, oof. It's very ghetto. I gotta listen to more of this. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought Whitehead was talking about something decent. He wasn't. He was just kind of giving the recap. I want to go back to this. Do y'all mind if we go back to this? Because there's something here, and I just want to listen.
When I reported on this, and I had made mention of this, everybody and their mom and them attacked me. Everybody. So my thing is, when I did report on this situation, everybody attacked me. I mean, I don't know who I was paid. I don't know what all happened. But I was attacked for even saying something. Because I did say something years ago because I kept alluding to it. And then my godbrother came back and told me, Mario, don't say that. And he even told Daryl, I told Mario not to say anything because he was going to use my story to go at Larry. And I was upset with Larry at the time because of what we were dealing with. And I was like, dude, you're doing all this stuff, but you know what I'm saying, you did this. But then, he tells me not to say that. So I'm like, I can't say that to that. And he goes on Daryl's thing and says, and so I'm just like, and so that's why I'm saying, like, everybody's trying to play me like I'm the bad dude because my godbrother came and told me. But at the end of the day, yeah, he did tell me. I can't go against somebody's wishes. How did your godbrother meet Larry? I'm confused. Like, he was a church girl by son? That's good. Yeah, these are all church boys. Wow. These are all church boys. Every last one, they're all church boys. I'm just saying, Wiley, listen. Just don't drag me into this stuff. Well, you been dragging on last night, but I'm not going to really drag you in it like that because, again... And that's why I did my video on Facebook and I said, I'm not even in this stuff. I ain't even got time to be... Because, again, the moment that I speak out on this, then they're going to attack me and say I'm going against Larry. The moment I don't say something, then I'm supporting Larry. So I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. At the end of the day, my thing is this right here. Someone told me their story and then told me not to say nothing. Wow, man. So, and I'm just like, when I did say something about it, they try to destroy me and my platform because I did say something. Wow. So was he living with Larry or something like that? Because the other accuser said they were living together. Yeah, they were all living with Larry. Wow. You got two people saying the same thing. I mean, if this was any other body other than Larry, I think you would jump on this story.
No, that's not true.
If this had to deal with Kurt Franklin or John P. Key, I don't think that you would not jump on this story. I just think, I was.
That's not true, Albert.
Because I talked to Bishop, I talked to somebody in Newburgh, I'm not gonna give the name. And I talked to Bishop, I talked to somebody in Newburgh, I'm not gonna give the name.
That's interesting. Who is Wiley talking to at New Birth Ministries? He didn't give the name, but I'm curious.
And it seemed to me that everybody knows something is right, but they don't want to speak on it. But when Bishop Eddie Long was being dragged, everybody dragged him. But when it's Larry, I don't see him getting that same type of attention and meaning that same type of repercussions like Bishop Eddie Long
So
got.
good.
Maybe it's because of Larry do a better job paying off people to not speak on them. I don't know.
Oh, that's not. Oh, Wiley, you can't. I don't know if you can say stuff like that. You can't say. I don't know what Wiley's deal is. Does he want to be a part of this story? Does he want to help break the story? But you can't make accusations like that, like, oh, Larry's just paying people off. You can't say stuff like that. Those are weird suppositions to make without proof. You know what I mean? Those are weird suppositions to make without proof. Yeah, he said both. He said pastor, then he said bishop, but I don't know what he meant. I don't know. We're just listening to the story, honey. We just nosy. I'm just listening from all angles, but I feel like Wiley's playing a really dicey game and he should be really careful. I could see it a mile away. I feel like he's playing a really dicey game and he should be really careful because it's really dicey. Getting into these stories are incredibly hard. If this is Tasha K's story, let Tasha K handle the story and just report on it. But don't start recording calls and call in ministries. And when you get especially if it's not your story to take the reins in, you can get yourself caught up. And so he should just be incredibly careful. I just feel like every time he says something, it's like I clench, like, oh, don't say that. And did you edit the call before you aired it?
I just have this on the ledge. But this is sad.
Hold on, Bobby. This is not the type of
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm not trying to get in a legal battle with nobody because they told me to do something and I did. I want to get what they said because the boy even said publicly that he said that. And if I do something outside, I can't get sued. I don't want that.
But this situation is kind of worse than Bishop Eddie Long because when Levante Adams was saying that Larry Reed sucked his dick and that Larry Reed wanted to fuck him and that Larry was paying him and all of this stuff. This stuff is out there. And I can't sit on the sidelines, because I thought Larry was a good guy, I don't know him personally, but I think that I owe it to myself and to the community, to the LGBT community.
I remember that statement. Do I know what it's in regards to? No, I don't. But I remember hearing that audio, but I don't know what it's in regards to. But it's a hell of a statement.
To at least give him a chance to be heard. I don't think that he should automatically be shut down. Even for your god brother should be heard because there's no telling what type of trauma that he's dealing with.
I'm not shutting him down, and nor did I ever shut him down.
I
But
guess
he decided to go somewhere else and go on somebody else's platform. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So you talked about it on Facebook. You didn't talk about it on YouTube.
I haven't posted the video on YouTube, but I am.
I mean, the block is hot. People want to know. But yeah, if you want to do Two Man and Lady, this is like the first time I talked to him in the 4 or 5, it's been years.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't talked in a while.
So
I just, like I said, for me, I don't like that I'm included in this drama because I feel like this right here, I am honestly at a disadvantage because for me, I'm like, if you tell me not to do something, what am I supposed to do? Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, I did ask you, did you tell somebody else? Did you have a police report? They don't have none of that stuff. So then I'm just running off of accusations. And I don't, again, me personally, on my platform, I roll with proof, facts, and receipts.
Well, Tasha K says she have a receipt, and once I get it, I'm going to send it over to you. Because I'm seeing, like, where is the black gay man speaking up? This is this could have happened to one of us, And I don't think our silence, if we are silent, we are complicit, and we are in the same boat as a...
That's hard to say. Do I believe somebody asked him to record the call? I don't know. That's a hard speculation to make. I think it was probably his own doing that he wanted it recorded. Could be. This from Rich Business says the black he is frazzling about... He is frazzled because people are looking at everybody associated with Larry. Yeah. This from Yenzi says, why is the accuser not going to the police? We talked about that earlier. You can't question. You just can't. You cannot question anyone who accuses anyone thoroughly of a crime, why they didn't come forward. There are numerous studies, Yenzi, that you can look up as to why accusers don't come forward sooner. But I'm not a clinical psychologist. I'm not a sociologist. I don't work in humanities, so I couldn't answer that question. But I know there is a numerous amount of studies out there that explain why people don't come forward. So I'm sorry you have this question, and I'm sorry I can't answer it. This is from Old School Heart says, Jives is acting new. This is the same guy that would dispute logic. Kojic? Disrupt. Is that something? Events and talk about in the closet men. Oh, this from Cocaine says, continue Wiley's. What's Kant? What's Kant dot? What is that? Continue Wiley's enemy. If you go to the beginning of the video, Wiley says why he is posting the audio. Oh, I know why he's posting it. I know why, because it's a sensationalism. He can tell you whatever he wants to tell you. The fact of the matter is that it's just sensationalism. This from YNV says it was related to the church scandal, is where the pastor was accused of essay and inappropriate acts. Got you. Church of God in Christ. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a church, but I never heard of it. COGIC, never heard of it. This is from KP says, it did feel like Kiki, didn't it? A little bit. A little Kiki. Oh, this is from Lynn Baker. Hello, Lynn. Says Jives is cautious because he knows Whitehead is coming for him. God, it must be tough. That's a tough spot to be in. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be real with y'all. Like, that's a tough spot to be in. That's a tough spot to be in. Like, whew, like, I don't have any advice for King Jives, and I wish I did, but I don't. Like, the best that Jives could do for himself, and this is just some unsolicited advice, okay? The best I could tell Jives to do for himself to kind of lower turn the flames down. The first thing I would tell him to do is, one, you got to sit down and you got to either find a really, 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 really good vetted person to do an interview with, and have them ask you really, really, really good questions to get the truth out, your truth, everything that you know, or you conduct a live stream where you get everything out. Don't come at it swinging. Just tell the truth as you know it. That's it. And let that be your last thing, and then just move on to the next bit of news, because he is, whether Jives wants to admit it or not, he actually is in this. You know what I mean? And so there's no way of getting out of it without kind of like letting all your cards hang out. Be like, look, this is what my cousin told, this is what my God's brother told me. I never asked him if this is true or not. I never asked him any follow-up questions. We don't talk anymore. He took his story to Daryl Moore. I don't know anything else. When he told me the story, you either admit that you believed him or you didn't believe him and call it a day. And just say that when all the other information came out, I feel like it lined up with my god brother story, or it didn't line up with my god brother story, and you move on. You understand what I mean? Because he is wrapped in this. He is. He is. He's definitely wrapped up in this, whether he wants to be or not. But the way he's going about it, it's looking worse than it's looking good. You know what I mean? You can't come out swinging. You can't. You one, find yourself a publicist who's going to help lay out this plan for you on how you're going to get your statements out there in the open, and then just and move on to the next story, move on to the next story, because you being caught up in calls and saying I don't know nothing, you got little bits, it just doesn't look optically, it's just not looking good. So those are my recommendations to King Jives. Like, sit down with a trusted interviewer. It doesn't have to be a journalist, but a trusted interviewer across social media that has a sizable platform, who will listen to your story and ask you really good fact-finding questions. And then that is how you're going to get your story out in one swoop, and then move on. If you truly don't want anything to do with this, just get it out there. So yeah, that's because he is, whether he wants to admit it or not, he's definitely sunk in the middle of this. This from Larry Smith says, Jai said that all these alleged victims were grown based on the timeline. Yeah, that's what he says. Yes, 210. What's 210? This is from Moldova. Thank you. Yeah. This is from Stephanie. Says, I feel bad for Jives, but not really. Am I wrong? With Jive's situation, you have to look at it anecdotally. You have to look at it in isolated situations, right? When you look at Jives and Bishop Whitehead and the coverage he did on that, you have to look at that separately. Then you have to look at the Larry Reid situation. Then you have to look at the situation with him and his god brother. You have to look at those situations. They're quite isolated. And then once you look at them separately, collect all the evidence from all of them, and then you can surmise your conclusion. But you can't just lump them all together and be like, this is what I think. So that's why you feel sorry, but not sorry, but sorry, because what your brain is doing, it is trying to analyze all the situations and then kind of mesh them together for your conclusion. So when it comes to his coverage, again, I did not watch any of his coverage on Lamar Whitehead. So I don't know if he was bad or good for the way he disseminated that story about Bishop Whitehead. I do know that he did admit on his live stream with Bishop Whitehead that he was engaging in plausible deniability, which is just not good. And if you admitted to that on camera, then it's safe to say that you were doing that through your live stream. So, like, I would have to watch them, but that's enough of a telltale for me. The second thing is, when it comes to his godbrother, that situation to me is a bit dicey, because if your godbrother came to you with a story, it's safe to assume that you weren't asking him a whole lot of questions, or just kind of letting him vent to you. So when it comes to that situation, and then your godbrother adding on top, just don't say nothing, then all you can do is just be like, he told me this and I kept it in confidence. So you can't blame him for listening to the commands and wishes of an alleged victim. You can't do that. If a victim says, I don't want you to tell anyone, but I want to tell you because I trust you and I'm telling you in confidence, you have to respect their wishes. You can't just say, oh, you should have told. It's not Jive's story to tell. It's the victim. And if the victim said, don't say anything, Jives, I'm going to go to Daryl Moore and tell my story, that is that victim's case, right? You can't blame Jives for listening to the commands of someone who asked them to keep their story in confidence. And I don't understand why people can't quite get that. Because when you tell your friends stuff in secret, when you tell your family things in confidence, when you tell your best friend things and tell them not to tell, you would want that same respect. So the fact that people are just overlooking that, like, nah, he should have told. No, he shouldn't have, because that's not how it works. If a victim tells you something, you believe them, and then you listen to their wishes, and what they want and how they want you to carry that out. And I don't understand why everyone is trying to like put, burn him at the stake for it. It's like he's listening to the commands of his cousin, brother, god brother. So all he could do is that. And I believe him on that aspect. I also believe that he never asked a whole lot of questions. When the story started to catapult and get larger and more details of the story came out, then that's when King Jives, I assume, was having some difficulties with the story. Like, wait, were you adults at the time, or were you minors? Or there was probably a whole lot. But he said, you know what, it doesn't matter because I'm not involved in the story, so I'm not even going to ask any questions, and that's understandable. He has every right to want to dig into a story or not, regardless of his proximity and friendship to Larry Reed. Just like you guys, you have every right to dig into a story or not. If some of you just say, I don't really want to deal with the story stuff, let's talk about something else. We could talk about something else, right? So it's the same regard, right? So the reason why you feel this way, Stephanie, I know it's a long-winded answer, but the reason why you feel this way is because every single instance that Jive has been inserted in or inserted himself in has to be looked at anecdotally. And so that's why you're feeling like this way, that way, this way, that way, right? So it's understandable. It is. I don't have any feelings on this because I don't know any of these people personally, and I'm just looking at it again. We're all from the outside looking in, so we're just analyzing everything bit by bit. None of this stuff can be analyzed as a whole. You have got to separate every bit of this story to be able to find the truth so you can determine your conclusion. If you lump it all together, then it's just gonna be this big homogeny of mess. Okay, just a large homogeny of mess. So you have to analyze every bit of this story bit by bit, and don't ever let anyone try to steamroll you into believing something. First, separate your emotions from the story, because again, you don't know these people, so you shouldn't be feeling anything. You should just be analyzing the information as it comes to you. Okay, just analyze the information as it comes to you. Keep your feelings out of it. Got it? Good. Okay, let me get to the next comment. It's from Monique says, I can understand Jive not saying anything, but I don't understand Jive's aligning himself with Larry Reed. You would have to ask him that. If that is his friendship, if that is a partnership through building his brand and building his a radio show and his live show, that is a personal business and friendship decision that you have to discuss with Jives. That this question lays no bearing here, unfortunately, because again, that is a friendship that I can't explain because again, I don't understand. I don't know the nature of Jives and Larry's friendship. Does that make sense to you? So unfortunately, in because you don't, and unless you're going to ask Jives this, it's probably one of the questions that you're just going to have to kind of park outside of your brain just for now. Okay, just for now. This is from NYAB. It says Bishop is love again sharing a video of himself with someone else. Who? Jamal Bryant. This from Libra says, can you blame him for being friends with Larry though? Why would I blame him for being friends with Larry? Why would I blame anyone for being friends with anyone? The question you asked, the question you posed is an interesting question. This from YMV says, everyone is trying to one up each other with their secrets, gossip, scams, frauds on each other. So murky and messy. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite the murky story. This from Aquarius says, why not give the story to a bigger platform? Tasha K's platform is massive. You know, you mean in regards to Tasha K, the Tasha K story that she's discussing with the alleged victims? Her platform is massive. I mean, it can't get no bigger than CNN. I mean, it can't get no bigger than that. As from Libra says, do you want to see your family online, buddy with a man who allegedly infected you? Do you want to see your family online? Do you want to see your family online, buddy with a man who allegedly affected you? I don't know. Can you explain what this means? I don't know what that means. This is from Monique says, wait, I already answered this one. Cocaine says, Jives let his guard down during the call, underestimating Wiley, and got burned by the audio recording. He really didn't get burned, at least not from my notion. But we've been analyzing this entire call, this entire live stream. I hate having very long live streams because I feel like you lose your attention relatively fast in them. But I don't think he's been quite burned yet, at least not from what I heard. But I'm going to continue. Okay.
Predator with our silence.
Well, no, I speak out against it. This just like when it comes down to this situation, it's real sticky because a lot of these people, they're saying this stuff, but nobody came out here with no receipts except LeBron. And so, I was willing to do the story, but he told me not to.
So this is a great statement, I guess, and I'll read it out loud. It says, nosy bystanders, listening to Jives now, he said everything his godbrother told him Larry Reed gave him HIV was disproved by Larry producing a negative HIV test dating back to 2014. It's interesting. So we have come far in modern medicine. What the CDC does, and any person who is infected with anything, what they do is contact tracing, right? So they ask you, who are the last number of people you slept with? Then they ask you to call those people so those people can come in and get tested. You can have more advanced testing done privately on your own if you like to. And what this does, and this is just science, just so you know. So anytime you are infected with a disease, that disease, depending on what type of disease it is, right? A viral one usually connects itself to what is the HIV. The reason why the HIV infection is so brilliant, crazy enough, is because it attaches it hides itself in your defense system. And then once you're weak enough, it attacks. That's how it turns into full-blown AIDS, right? But what HIV does is it attaches itself to your DNA strand. So if you were to be infected with it, you could actually just take it to any lab quest or something like that. They can draw your blood, and then if you say, I believe this person infected me, when that person comes in to get tested, what they can do is a portion of your DNA is actually attached to those HIV cells. A lot of people don't know that, but it is. That's how they can contact trace, figure out where it came from. So every time you take your strand and infect someone else, then it culminates with their DNA, so they can actually find your DNA in that person's virus. So it's that simple. If you want to know who infected you with HIV, simply just go get some advanced testing done. It's not even that expensive. And then have the person you believe gave it to you get testing done, and they will literally be able to find their DNA strand connected to your HIV cells. So if they want to get even deeper with it, right, just have the person who is currently stating they're HIV positive just take a blood test. Have the other person take a blood test. Other person, if they're both HIV positive, not saying that Larry is, I don't believe he is, but again, that's his private status. Just have them take DNA tests and check their DNA, right? You can't, that's something you can't get out of modern science, right? This from Larry Smith says, Jives is not aligning himself with Larry Reed. He became an acquaintance after Whitehead lumped in with Larry's lawsuit. Perfect. Thank you for the backstory of that. Stephanie says, wait, is Jive's godbrother saying Larry infected him? Yes, that's what he is alleging. It's not what he's saying, it's what he's alleging. If that's the case, we know he's lying because Larry proved he's negative. Come through with the biology facts. I'm just saying. Y'all, I used to watch a lot of cold case files. Honey, because cold case files gonna tell you, honey. Cold case files gonna tell you. Okay. There was a really good case on there. This woman who got infected with HIV and she couldn't figure out who did it. And her boyfriend, who happened to be a doctor, infected her with it when he was giving her B12 shot. Because she was gonna break up with him because he was married. I don't know why she would still continue to let her ex-boyfriend give her B12 shots. Well, he infected her with it. So the way they found out how he infected her with it, because he's HIV negative, he was an HIV researcher. And anytime somebody would come in for a study, he would take their blood. So he took the blood of one of his the people who came in for a study, and they were able to, and this is the 90s. Imagine how far advanced we are now. They were able to find out through her case that she had some of the strands of that research person in her, because their alleles lined up like that. They're like, she could only have gotten this specific strand of HIV from this specific person who happens to be a part of this doctor's study. Crazy. So yeah, so when people are like, oh, you gave it to me. Oh, honey, it's easy. Go and get the blood work done. It's that simple. We ain't got to hide no more. It's like a literal paternity test for HIV. It's a paternity test. You can literally find out who gave it to you, so long as you know who you slept with. This one, Yancy says, his status is none of our business. Precisely. And even though I know a number of you in the comments stated that Larry did provide HIV tests, it shouldn't have come that far. You know what I mean? It should have never come that far. Like, you said, what episode is that? Ooh, honey child, I have to find it to you and DM it to you because honey, it's a good episode. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Actually, I could probably find it right now. Ooh, what is it called? Let's see. I found the episode. What's this episode called? Okay, go to his name is Richard Schmidt. Let me put his name right here. You're gonna have to go to what episode of Cold Case Files is this? Ooh, it says it's the night. Okay. I'm about to put it right here in the banner. Ooh, honey, this is the episode. Go watch it. It's good. Go watch it. It's good, honey. Go watch it. It's good, honey. Richard Schmidt, season 8, episode 9. Okay, that's the episode, honey. That's the episode. Okay. Yep, that's the episode. Okay, season 8, episode 9. This from YMV says, if someone accused me of giving them an STI, I'm suing them for defamation. No stranger will see my Carfax unless there's a coinage involved. That's private between me and my man. That's right. Yes, for the coinage. Oh yeah, he was cruel. Why are you still? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm gonna let you touch me after we broke up and I found out you was a lying dirty dog. And it just would make me feel weird. It's like you already treat HIV patients in studies like, oh, and him coming to your house talk about let me give you your B12 shot. No, no, no. No, okay. There's no way I'm letting anyone inject me with anything. Okay, ain't no way. Ain't no way. This from Dream says, if someone said I have AIDS and I didn't have it, I would go broke suing them. Period. That's character assassination. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. Did I see the one on Patreon? No, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna watch it tonight. Okay, you guys. I'm gonna watch it tonight. So let me just put this in the chat. Hold on one second, you guys, because I want you guys to, if you can, there's 400 of you in the chat. Follow us here on Facebook. I put it in the chat. Follow us on Facebook. And if you guys didn't know, let me pull it up. Don't we're not done yet. Don't leave. Okay, hold on. We also do this every Friday. Where is it at? But we have a watch party, you guys. So if you come with us, we talk and chat about here, let me pull it up. This Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have a watch party where we talk and chat about Love After Lockup. If y'all love some Love After Lockup, y'all need to come and kiki with us this weekend. So we watch the episode, we pause it a lot, and we chat about each individual scene because it's so good and it's so juicy. So make sure you register. I'm gonna put that link in the bio, or I'm gonna put that link in the chat. And then you guys, and I'm gonna also post it on Facebook. Yeah, make sure you come and watch because it's just fun and games. All we do is just talk about these people on our live stream. So the episodes, it's a live stream here. So we're gonna be doing it here on YouTube, Facebook, and we just watch it. We just watch the live. It's in 2 days and 22 hours. And so we watch and discuss Love After Lockup because it airs every Friday. So we discuss I believe after the episode airs. It's gonna be so good because the last episode we were watching I guess Monique and Derek were in a high-speed chase. So yeah, it was crazy. and ghetto, honey. Uh, yes, honey, it was ghetto. It was good, and I like Love After Lockup. So yeah, make sure you guys register to come to the live stream so we can talk about it. Double D, she also does one, but theirs is over. They talk about sister wives. We're not gonna be talking about that, but we will be talking about brother husbands. That comes out in a couple of weeks. Oh, honey, we're gonna watch Brother Husbands. We're gonna talk, discuss, chat, kiki, and and this is just the after show. So we come in and we talk about it. We get on camera, we laugh, we discuss. It's so good. It's like one of my favorite things to do because I love After Lockup. So that's what we're gonna be doing for the time being. So that's what we're gonna do. Tomorrow, we're going to be on the network here because our girl, and let me pull it up for you guys so you can see it. Hold on one second. Our girl right here, if you know who she is, if you know, you know, our girl, the hair diagram, Tamika, she's going to be doing a live stream, you guys. So here, I'll put the link in this as well. So come to this. This is at noon on every Wednesday, the hair diagram. She does these interactive tutorials for lace fronts, plucking, installing, all that, I don't know, hair stuff, y'all, stuff I don't actually do. So she does a live interactive live stream here. It's free on the network, you guys, and I encourage you to watch it and to register. And she does it with these like 360 cameras so you get the zoom in look. She shows you how to bleach all your knots. She shows you how to install wigs. She shows you how to pluck them. She shows you everything you need to know, including quick weaves and all that other good stuff. So that's Tamika. And then our last show that I want to give you guys the link to as well is right here. Let me pull it up for you. It's our brand new talk show here called Tea Time with Ty, and I'll put the link there in the bio and in the comment section. So Tea Time with Ty. I know you're like, there's so many shows. You guys, we have so many shows on our network. So this is called the Side Chick Conversation. What she does is she reads letters that you guys and a bunch of other people across the internet have submitted to her about side chicks, but this time she's going to actually be sitting down and interviewing them. Yes, honey. So she's going to be sitting down, and she's got a really large platform on Instagram and TikTok. So we brought her show to the network. So what she does is she sits down and she reads these strawberry letters from these women who were side chicks, but now she's bringing them to the stage, and they're going to be sitting down and doing these one-on-one interviews with her about their life, their times, being a side chick, the life of a side chick, what it's like to be the other woman, and so on and so forth. That includes getting caught and having babies, honey. So woo, child, make sure you register for all of these shows. They're all free, you guys. Make sure you register and watch them. Also, download our app or just go to our website from that link. You can go to our website and just watch all of these shows. We have so many free shows. You guys, it's just a Black-owned TV network where we really just want to help Black people just get on TV. And that's what we do. You said not, yes, honey, side chick shenanigans. Okay. Side chick shenanigans. So make sure you register to watch all these shows. This show airs tomorrow. So does Tamika. Tamika airs at noon. Tamika, our beautiful hair diagram lady. She's the best. We love her. Y'all know the bowl hole lady. Don't even act different. You know who she is. You know the bowl hole lady. So she brought her show to our network. We're so proud. I'm starstruck every time I talk to her because I love me some Tamika, honey. Okay. And we're very proud that Tea Time brought her show to our network as well. And I want you guys to be there and be a part of the conversations with them and just let them know that you in there specifically for both these two new shows. I know y'all gonna show up for me every time when it comes to my mess and when it comes, not my mess, but when it comes to the mess that we discussed, specifically Love After Lockup, but show some support for these other shows on our network and just watch them. They're free, okay? And I know how you niggas love the word free. So don't even play with it, okay? Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Y'all know y'all love free stuff, okay? And we're just really just trying to get Black people on television well before Black History Month because, you know, those big executives, they're not going to do it for us. We got to do it ourselves, right? We got to build our own tables, according to Tyler Perry. So that's what we did. We got the network, and now we want to make sure we uplift everybody on it. Okay, I can do it by myself, but I would prefer to help others. So make sure you guys register for both of those events. I put the links in the chat. Please do. Those are very exciting shows. You're gonna love them. I know you guys are gonna watch. And I'll put the link in the chat one more time for Tea Time and another time for Tamika, okay? Because I want you guys to be at both their shows. Hold on one second. Hold on. it right there in the chat. Okay, let me get some of your comments. I know I missed a lot of your comments, you guys. My bad. Let me get to some of them. But yeah, y'all know I gotta plug myself too, right? I gotta plug myself too. Okay, this is from Larry Smith says Jive is not aligning himself with Larry. He became, oh, I think I already read that. This is from Yenzi. Yenzi says his status is none of our business. Oh gosh, I guess I already read some of these. This from Stephanie says, don't remind me of her. We're enjoying this. Oh, my bad. Girl, it was messy. What was messy? I know that's right. I'm still on the live stream. So yeah, because I didn't have I had a show today. I knew I wanted to talk about a lot of this stuff. I just didn't have it built together because I had so much of it to watch. But so this is really just me freestyling. Tomorrow it'll be more of a structured show. But for now, it's just freestyle. But thank you very much. Uh uh Bo Lady Yana. I know. So, Lord, who is this in the white car? What white car? This is from Stephanie says, Nosy, you and CTV need to do a live together one day. Y'all are both detailed in your research, and he's not biased. He's Larry's friend, but he gets them together. Listen, I watched Conscious TV's live stream. He seems like a really nice guy. He swear too much for me, honey. And he be looking so cute, but he be swearing too much for me, honey, with all the what did he say? The ambulance or something? No, he always talk about that freeway. What he always be talking about? He said she didn't hit the curve and fell off the freeway. He do be cracking me up, but honey, he be swearing too much for me. I'd be like a nun in his live chat, honey. I'm like, okay, conscious, you know. This is from Moldova says, because you know nothing about keeping because they know nothing about keeping their word. Oh, don't forget to smash that like button, folks. Yeah, if y'all on your way out, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't be ignorant. Okay. What's up, Sheree? I didn't even see you in here. He said, not niggas being niggas. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all know y'all like for I do my best. And let me just say this. I do, and this is no shade to nobody else, but I gotta talk for myself. I do my best to try to offer you guys as much free form content as possible to keep the cost down. Like I'm hyper aware of inflation of all the other stuff, but I do my best to keep the cost down to you guys. So that's why we try to offer, like if we have a series, we try to offer you, like on the network, we try to offer you like 5 shows for free, and then get a membership and watch the other 5. Like we try to keep the cost low, because I just know Black people, right? And ain't nothing like a low cost. So we try to keep the cost low for you guys, so you can decide on your own without being maneuvered into it, or having being strong armed into giving us a membership fee. So we keep the cost incredibly low. But we also have this too. So if you wanted to get a subscription to watch any of these shows, you can just use this code right here. If you just use the code Nosy New Year, you get 50% off any membership you get, no matter if it's the annual, the 1-year one, the monthly one, or whatever. This is literally 50% off. So here, I'll now put that in the details. Let me do that now. But I do that. I just try to. I try to keep the cost low for you guys, because that's just how everyone is. Everyone, like, who doesn't want like a nice low cost? Also, too, that's why I just never I do my best to just keep my cost low. Okay. I don't have any Cash Apps or PayPals or Venmos in my bio. Y'all never see that ticker. No one knows I try to keep those costs low, because if I can find a way to just sustain myself at a low cost, right, live a low cost lifestyle, then I can continue to do this for you. Trust me, if I needed help, y'all would know it. Okay. So I try to just keep all my costs low and maintain. And I'm just not one of those type of people who are just like, flashy and stuff. I just keep all the costs low and keep all my bills low. Okay. The full disclosure. So, because I'm not one of those flashy types, and there's nothing wrong with being flashy. I feel like if you got it, flaunt it. I ain't got it, so I'm not going to flaunt it. So, but I keep the cost low for everyone, and just be like, just watch the show. You know what I mean? Watch the show, share our content, follow us. All those things are free to do. Watch the shows on our network, because they're watch the shows on our network because they're free to you, and you can, if you enjoy them, then you can like give it to other people to watch as well, or share your login information. So I do my best to just keep the cost low to you guys, so you don't ever have to worry like feeling like this like heavy obligation to give our show money. We accept everything that everyone gives us, but we keep the cost low because I don't want added pressure to my audience. I just want you to watch and listen and discuss and analyze with me, because that's more to me. I feel like that's more of a help to me than burning a hole in my viewers' pockets. And that's just on me. Okay, I do that on the strength of myself. This from Greer says, don't play with a different. Yeah, please don't. Please don't. This is from Moldova says, cause they know nothing about keeping their word. Who is they? This is from Lady Wisdom says, the problem I have with TK is more than reporting truth. Her motive to take down Reed. Well, we don't know that quite yet. We can only hypothesize a takedown. But we can't just say that infallibly. At least I can't. I would never do something like that because I don't know. All I know is Tasha K is telling a story. That's it. But there's so many moving parts. There's so many players. I just be like, because then you got the Wileys and the recorded calls and this and the God brothers, and you're just like, oh, so it's just so much going on for me to even make any kind of assessment. What's the network's name? Nosy Bystanders. That name, Nosy Bystanders. We're on Roku. You can use any of the links in the chat that I sent in there. You can use any of these links in the chat. We have a website, so if you don't have a Roku TV, just watch it there on the web, on your phone or your computer. Or if you have a Roku TV, just download us, Nosy Bystanders. Make sure you register for those shows. These are good shows, y'all. This is their premiere. This is those two women. Tea Time and the Hair Diagram. Tomorrow is their first episodes, you guys. So I want y'all to be there and support. It's 326 of you in the building. I know at least 100 of you better be registered for these shows before I have to come and see y'all in person. Okay. Before I have to come and see y'all in person. Don't make me have to come and see y'all. Okay. I'm producing those shows, so I'm gonna know if y'all there. I just want y'all to know that I'm at the helm behind the camera. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm going to know if y'all there or not. Okay. I'm just saying, don't act like I ain't going to see y'all, because I will. Okay. But that's all I have for you guys today. I guess this was an extended show, and like portion of an after show, but that's all I have for you guys today. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to finish listening to this recording Wiley has of King Jives, and I'm going to do my best to summarize it for you and give you all of my anecdotes and what I think is occurring on this call. But that's all I have for you guys today. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. We'll be back tomorrow here at the Nosy Bystanders, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And make sure you smash that like button. Follow us on Facebook. It's the pinned comment at the top on YouTube. Thank you guys again. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.